Hi guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to show you how to make what I'm calling the girl's best friend bracelet. I use 3mm pearls or druks or melons or whatever you want to use, 11 seed beads, 15 seed beads, and Cupchain. It's 3mm Cupchain. This is the black one that I made I made it with druks. They're 3mm druks. I don't know if you can see it, but the druks are slightly elongated. So even though both of these have 31 boxes and 31 cups of Cupchain, the one with the druks is just slightly longer. I put lobster claws on these with a little bit of chain on the other end, so they could be a little bit adjustable depending on the size of the wrist that the wearer has. So yeah, let's get started. Supplies that we're going to need: I have a thread cutter, very important, thread burner if we so need it. I'm using 6-pound fire line in the crystal color. That's a 0.006 diameter. I'm using 3mm druks this time, 11 seed beads, 15 seed beads. The colors are not matching. That's okay. I did it like that on purpose, actually, so that you would be able to see the different steps. I'm going to show you how to do 5 units long with 5 boxes and 5 cups of the 3mm Cupchain. Jump ring and a little bit of chain and a crystal dangle to put on the end. A jump ring and a lobster claw for the other side of the bracelet. And we're also going to use wire guards, one for each end, so we need 2 of those. We also need a needle, and I already have this threaded with some fire line. So let's get started. The base of this is right angle weave. So we work a strip of these 3mm beads into 31 boxes, or if you want it longer, you can do it longer. If you want it shorter, you can do less than 31 boxes. It's up to you. This is just how I did it. So there's 4 3mm beads. We're going to bring that to the end, almost to the very end of our thread. Leave just a short tail. We're going to weave through this enough so that you're not going to need to tie that off, and it'll still be secure. Okay. Go through a couple more. There we go. Pull that into a circle. Now we're going to sew through this one here so that we can work opposite our thread. And that's our first right angle weave unit. So we're going to add 3 more 3mm beads. Go through that end one. Flip your work if you need to. Go up the bead on the side and through that middle one. We have 2 units. add 3 more 3mm beads. I'm coming out of here. I want to go back through this way. Flip your work up the side and through that middle bead. And try not to pull your needle off your thread. I'll be right back. Alright, so now that I've re-threaded my needle, we can continue. So we're coming out of this end bead. We're going to add 3 more 3mm beads. Come through the middle one, pull into a circle, up the side, and through the middle. We have 4 units here. We're going to add 1 more. So 3 more 3mm beads. Coming out of here. We want to go through here. Pull that through. Go up through the side bead. And through the middle bead at the end. Okay, so now we should have 5 units. Counting here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to continue going until you get to your desired length. 31 boxes, like I said, for the 6 inches. You continue that length, and then we'll add the wire guard at the end. Okay, so you've continued your length, you finished whatever length you want, and you're coming out of the 3mm bead at the very end of your project. Now we want to add our wire guard at the end, so you're going to pick up 1 15/0 and one of your wire guardians and sew through the first side of that. Bring that down. Now you want to sew down through the other side of the wire guard. Hold your thumb and forefinger over that so that you can pull that thread down into the groove where it's supposed to be. And once you do that, you add 1 more 15/0 and go through that 3mm bead again. Pull that through, and you want to reinforce that. So you're going to go back through the 15 in the wire guard, back up, down the other side, and through the other 15/0. Making sure that your thread sits in there properly. See that your thread is in there and not sticking through here. Okay, so we're coming out of that 15/0. We want to sew back through this 3mm on the end. Now we're going to add our 11/0s between these druks on the side. So we're coming out of this end 3mm bead. We're going to pick up 1 11/0 and we're going to sew through this first 3mm on the side. Just let it sit in there nicely. Don't pull too tight. Now we're coming out of this first one on the side. We want to go through the second one. pull that in there. You just let it, make sure that it sits in there nicely. Don't pull this too tight, because if you do, see, I'll show you right now, if you pull this too tight, you're gonna have a hard time getting into these beads when you need to later. And it's also gonna make this a bit too tight. The whole thing will end up waving on you and buckling, and you don't want that. So loosen that back up a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we'll continue. So you pick up an 11-0 and you go through the next 3mm bead. One more 11. And go through the next 3mm. Another 11 through the last 3mm on the side, on that side of your bracelet. Pull that tail out of the way again. We're coming out of that last one on the side. We want to add one more 11 and go through the bead on the very end. Sew through there. Again. There we go. Okay. So you want to keep adding these 11-0s all the way down your length. When you get to the end and you put in that last 11-0, we'll add the wire guard on this end. Alright, so we put all the 11-0s on one side. We're going to add a 15-0 and our other wire guard. Sew down the side, back down the other side. Okay. Pick up another 15-0. We started here. We're going to sew through this way. And this tail is just getting in the way. Okay. Now we're going to reinforce that. Back up through the 15 and the wire guard. Around to the other side. Down through the wire guard and your 15 on the other side. Pull that down, ensuring your thread is placed properly. And then sew through that 3mm again. You can reinforce these ends more times if you like. I'm just doing it like this for video's sake. Alright, now when you're done adding that wire guard, you're going to do the same thing on this side that you did on the other side. So you're going to add in those 11-0s. So you're going to pick up an 11-0. You're coming out of this 3mm on the end. You're going to go through the first one on the side. Again, not pulling too tight. You want them to be in place, but you don't want to pull too tight, period. Cause nothing but problems later on. Okay, that one's in. Another 11-0. Go to the next 3mm bead. 11-0. Next 3mm. We're going to go through the last bead on the side and one more 11-0. Now, one more between the last bead on the side and that middle one. Go through that middle 3mm on the end and pull your thread through. And there we have it. Okay, so now that we have all of our 11-0s in place, we are going to work on adding the boxes that will hold the cup chain in. So we're coming out of our 3mm bead here. Now you want to sew through that 11-0, not the druk next to it, just the 11-0. Okay, now you're going to add an 11-0 and 3 15s and one more 11-0. Now you're coming out of this 11-0, you want to sew through this one here. Just directly through the 11-0. You thread back up. Now, you're coming out of this 11-0, you want to just sew directly up through that last one that you just added. There we go. Alright, now you're coming out of this top 11-0. You're going to add 3 15s and another 11-0. You're going to come across to this 11-0 right here and sew through that. Sew back up through that 11-0. Don't pull it down too tight yet, because we have to place our cup chain in here. That's not it. There we go. Use your needle to help you hold the thread out of the place or guide that cup into where you need it. Make sure that your thread is coming across the link in the cup chain, and then you can pull that down to help keep that in there. Okay. Now you want to hold on to both your bracelet and your cup chain at the same time. So now we're coming out of this 11-0. We're going to add 3 15s and one 11-0. And we're going to sew directly through this 11-0 here on the corner. So back up through the top 11-0. Okay, pull that down. Straighten your cup chain as needed, because it will like to twist in here while you're doing this. Okay, now we're coming out of this top 11-0, and we have an 11-0 on top over there, so we only need to add 3 15s now. We're coming out of this top one. Now we're going to go down this top one. Down. Through the bottom 11. back up through the top one again. Okay, now we want to circle around these 15s so that we can pull them tight and it'll hold that cup in nicely. So we're going to go down the first side after that 11-0. Go down the second set of 15s. Only the 15s, not the 11s this time. Up the side. Across the top. And down this side again. Now, as you see, my cup chain flipped on me in there. So, before you tighten this down, you want to turn it over to how you want it. Hold on to that with your thumb. And pull down on your thread. Now you can see that that's in there nice and snug. So we're going to go back down this 11-0. Maybe. There we go. Through the bottom one. Back up through the top. Okay. Now we're going to add in our next box to hold our next cup in. So we have an 11-0 here already. So we're going to add 3 15s and 1 11-0. I'm going to come down here to this next 11-0. So through that, and back up through the top 11-0. Now we have to go across again. So we're going to add 3 15s and an 11-0. Coming out of this top one, we want to go over to the opposite side to that next 11-0. Make sure you get that across the link of your cup chain. Like that. Okay. We're coming out of this bottom 11-0. Now we want to come back up through the top one. Now we want to add 3 15-0s down through this 11. Through the bottom one. Back up through the top. Now we're going to circle through our 15s. Top side. first side we added. Through the bottom side. Through the other side. Across the top side again. And the first side. Hold on to your cup chain and give your thread a nice tight tug. Go through that top 11-0 and the bottom. Back through the top. Now we'll add in our next cup. So we had 3 more 15-0s and an 11. Go through this next 11-0 in the row. Through that. Back up through the top 11. Pull that down. 3 15s and an 11. Across to this 11-0. Across the length there. Back up through the top 11. 3 more 15s. Down the next top 11. Through the bottom. Back up through the top 11. Circle through our 15s. Bottom. Up the side. Across the top side again. and down the first side. Hold on to your cup, give your thread a tug, go down through that top 11-0. Through the bottom, and back up through the top 11-0. Okay, so now we add 3 more 15s and an 11, go through the next 11-0, pull our thread through, go back up through that top 11, three more 15s, so across to this 11-0 here, through, go back up through the top 11-0, pick up 3 more 15s, go down through this top 11-0, and through the bottom one, back up through the top. Circle around your 15s, up the side, across the bottom, up the other side, across the top side again, up the first side, hold on to your cup, give your thread a tug, cinch that in nice and tight. Go down the top 11-0, through the bottom one, and back up through the top 11-0. All right, so this is what we have so far. You're going to keep going till you get to the end of your length of your bracelet. And then when you get to the last cup, come back and I will help you cinch that in. So we got that side done. You have all of your cups added in except for the last one. It's going to be pretty much the same as everything else. We're coming out this top 11-0. We're going to add 3 15s and 1 11-0. Go through the 11-0 on the bottom in the corner over here. Go back up through that top 11-0. I'll add 3 more 15s and an 11. Come right across here to the other corner 11. Come back up through that top 11-0. Three more 15s. And go through this top 11-0 here. Okay. Go through the bottom. Back up through the top 11-0. Circle around our 15-0 seed beads again. Up the side. Across the bottom. Up the other side. Across the top row again. Up the side one more time. Hold on to your cup. Give your thread a nice tug. And you're cinched in there nice. Go down through that top 11-0 in the corner. Through the bottom and back up the top 11-0. All right, so I know this is little, but we're going to pretend this is your whole length. You have all of your cups cinched in. They're nice and tight. They're not going to fall out. If you want to glue or use some sort of double-sided adhesive or something for your own peace of mind, you can do that. I just didn't. From here, I'm going to fill in these spaces that are left by these 11-0 seed beads here. It'll help cover the thread that's going in there, and as well as the holes. You don't have to do that. That is totally up to you, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So coming out of this top 11-0 in the corner, I'm going to sew across these 15-0s again. I'm going to add a 15-0 for this corner and sew down these 15s. Okay, now between these ones I'm going to use an 11-0. In the other ones that I did, I used 15-0s. either 1 or 2 depending on the size of the gap. It's completely up to you. You can use 15s, you can use 11s, you can use nothing. Try something else, maybe 2mm pearl or 2mm fire polish or something will also work. I'm using seed beads now, so that's what I'm showing you. So coming out of this section of 15-0s, I picked up an 11-0, and I'm going to go through this section of 15-0s. And sew through, and just gently let that pop in. Don't tug it too tight. It's just like when we added the 11-0s down here on the bottom row. We don't want to pull these too tight. You just want them to sit in there nicely. So we pick up another 11-0. So through the next section of 15s. One more 11-0. Do the next section of 15s. One more 11-0. Go through this section. Now with everything else, you want to continue this down your length. And when you get to the end, I'm picking up a 15 and I'm going through this 15-0 section on the end. Pull that through. Pick up another 15 and go down this first section of 15s. Pick up an 11-0. Go through the next section of 15s. Another 11-0. So through the next section. One more. Through the next. One more. Through the last section of 15s. And again, this is what you want to do down your whole length. And then when you get to the end, pick up one last 15. So through the top row of those 15s, and just slightly pull it down. Now you want to set your work down. Make sure it doesn't bulge on you or buckle. Make sure everything is sitting on there nice before you tie off your thread. So now we want to sew down that top 11-0 in the corner and down through the bottom one. We're going to sew around a little bit, so we're going to go through this 3mm here, down through the next one, I'm going to sew through this one here, make a 1/2 inch knot here, so catch that thread bridge, make a loop, run your needle through that loop, and pull so that it creates a knot. I'm going to sew through this one. And this one. I'm going to catch the thread bridge right here between these beads. Put my needle through the loop, pull that knot down, go through a couple of more beads, alright, now we can trim this thread off. I have that one and this one. And a little piece there. All right, so the beading part of our project is done. Now we need our pliers, 2 sets, and we're going to add our clasp on one end and our chain extension on the other. So to do this, we need to find the opening for the jump ring. Let's see, there it is. If I can get a hold on it, there we go. And there's the other side. And you want to twist this open. Put that through your wire guardian and twist that jump ring closed. Okay. So now on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Find where the opening is. There it is. Twist it open. Bring it through your wire guard. And twist closed. Wiggle it a little bit, make sure that it locks in place. Okay. So there you have it. Now, you don't have to end these with lobster claws. You can use whatever clasp you want. There's our little mini that I made for you. Here's the first one that I made with the Swarovski pearls. Here's the second one I made with the druks and kind of an all black theme. And this one, I just picked these colors at random, but I think I kind of like it. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope it helps you be able to make one of these. I know I've had some difficulty in the past with some of the tennis bracelet projects that are out there. If you liked the video, if it helped you out, then, you know, hit the like button. Subscribe if you like. I plan on adding more videos. And again, thank you.